Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with Macklin Gym Marbella. We're in Dublin here today for Katie Taylor's press conference ahead of her professional debut this Saturday at the Wembley Arena. With me I've got Katie Taylor. How are you, Katie?
Great, thanks, yeah. Great to see you.
Great turnout here.
Yeah,
as expected in Dublin.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I just can't wait to get in there on Saturday night. It's been a tough few weeks of training, so I can't wait to go in and showcase that on Saturday night.
You're very softly spoken, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, I thought you were going to be a bit more aggressive, but no. Like, talk how you fight, basically. So. Obviously, everyone knows about your amateur career, and from, we'll go back to London 2012 and to Rio. Why did you decide that now was the time for you to turn professional?
Yeah, I think over the last year, I just kind of maybe fell out of love with amateur boxing, and I didn't really have the same passion for the sport that I used to have, and I just needed a new goal and a new challenge really. And I think I was always going to turn pro, but it was just a matter of case of when. And I got in touch with Eddie, and just sitting down with Eddie at Matchroom, and he definitely had the same vision that I had for the sport, and I wanted to bring women's boxing to a new level, and he had the same vision, and he just excited me just sitting down talking to him about that really. And I definitely feel like I have the right team of people around me to actually bring me to that new level.
The women's boxing got more exposure and limelight from London 2012 more than ever.
Yeah.
And when you hear Eddie Hearn said even after 2012 it wasn't the right time for broadcasters to sort of take onto women's boxing, was that a surprise, or do you understand where they were going with that?
Yeah, I think it's only recently over the last few years where people have been kind of televising the women's sports a lot more. So, back in 2012 I did definitely think about the pro game, but I knew it wasn't the right time for me. I knew that I had to, that I wanted to wait a few more years, and I definitely feel like I am turning over at the right time. I'm going to be, this is the platform the women's boxing needs really, and boxing live on Sky Sports, and with the team of people I have around me, this is huge for women's boxing, and it's so exciting for the sport.
You describe Rio as a low point in your career.
Yeah.
Obviously you want to kind of erase that out of your system and move on with your pro career, and Rio wasn't too long ago, just 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, it was definitely the lowest point of my career for sure. 2016 hasn't been the best year for me so far, but over these last couple of months have been some of the most exciting of my career really, when I did decide to turn over, and just being away in the States training with Ross ahead of my pro debut has been incredible, and I think I'm going to end the year on a real high, so that's huge for me. Speaking
to your trainer Ross for a little while earlier on, and he said he wants people just to watch you as a fighter rather than a woman's fighter.
Yeah.
He wants your talent people to be talking about that in perspective to boxing, and not just this is a women's fight. You're going to get that for a little while, but I suppose one of the aims is to have that many fights and where people are watching it and not really paying attention to the fact that you're female ahead of you being a fighter.
Yeah, that's obviously the ultimate goal. I'd love to be headlining these shows in the future as well, and I don't want to be known as a female boxer. I just want to be known as a boxer really, and I think that's what I think the talent is definitely out there for women's boxing to get to that level, but it just hasn't had the platform that I have right now with Sky, and I feel like I can bring that to boxing.
Obviously, especially since 2012, people's opinions about women's boxing may have changed, and they probably have changed. The more that we're sort of seeing it, being aware of it, but there is going to be a stigma attached to it, where some people have come out and said women shouldn't be fighting. So what do you say to those people?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really say much to those people. I think women's boxing is here to stay regardless of what these people are talking about. So people are always going to have opinions about that. It's usually coming from men who can't box. So it's that's always going to be there. So I'd love to get those people in the ring myself and put manners on them. But anyway.
And we're right in thinking last year, because you had there was a thing on social media with Billy Joe Saunders, who was very vocal about his thoughts on women's boxing. But like I said, I think it is changing. I think people's perspective, and it is important. And you're a big part of that. Why people's opinions about women's boxing are changing.
Yeah, I think over the years I'd love to break down those barriers really, and to change people's perceptions on women's sport and women's boxing. And I think the more people see women's boxing, the more they will actually, their eyes will be open to it really, and I'd love for that to be the case.
Listen to Eddie Hearn there. You said you got in touch with him. Why specifically Matchroom, and why Eddie Hearn? Did you just believe that they were the right people to take your career forward?
Yeah, I was in touch with a lot of promoters really, but as I said, the minute I sat down with Eddie, he had the same vision as myself, and he excited me talking to me about it, and we wanted to take women's boxing to a new level. So he's here standing beside me. So
hello, Eddie.
I'm just so pleased that our trainer didn't know who you were.
Yeah,
that was the best part of the press conference.
Have we that recorded?
No, yeah, I said, Ross, can you mind doing a piece with KUGAN CASSIUS, because you know all about KUGAN CASSIUS? And he went, no. I went, no, he's massive on the internet.
Hang on a minute. This is a gamble. Have you ever watched an IFL TV video?
Yeah, of course I have.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what matters, isn't it? Yeah. Ross is learning, to be fair to him.
She's too nice to tell the truth.
But she has.
She's from Dublin, not Mars. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
What comes up when you watch a video? What comes up first on it?
What? KUGAN CASSIUS?
No, before that. There's something else comes up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
He's got a t-shirt on underneath.
What, in association with Matt Kingston and my bar? Our proud sponsors, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, would you like to just contribute to this interview?
No, I'm so excited. I mean, like I said...
Come in a bit, please.
Sorry. Katie sent me a message on Twitter, and it said, I want to change the face of women's boxing, but I need a great promoter. Do you know anyone? And I was like, yeah, me. So she flew over with Brian, and we had a great chat in the office. And like I said to you the other day, I think I've said to you before, we deal with so much bullshit, so many lies, politics. And when I sat there with Katie, it was just about the purity of the sport, and it sort of invigorated me. And I've got two kids, 7 and 4. I said, I thought I just want them to spend a day with Katie, not fighting her, but just learning about the values of life and what's important, and achieving and working hard and all these things. Anyway, I'm going to get accused of being cheesy in a minute, but and I'm so excited. Yeah. Let's get Wembley out of the way, Manchester, Madison Square Gardens, on a Golovkin card. This is going to be a lot of fun. All you need is momentum. The pressure on Katie is to look good. That's the pressure. Because she can go and beat these people all day. Look at Clarissa Shields on Saturday. You can imagine that her trainer said after the fight, what was that? But you can imagine the promoter was going, that was brilliant. Yeah. So that's the forget women's boxing, forget men's boxing. It's just boxing. It's a product. And if it's exciting and entertaining, just like your videos, we'll be all right.
Did you know that Eddie was very against women's boxing about 3 years ago? Were you not?
No, I wasn't. That was your friend Frank Warren. I think you better go and
No,
watch that.
I think we might have it.
Absolute rubbish. What I said was there wasn't an appetite from the broadcasters.
What?
That's the truth.
That's just the way of saying that.
She might chin me.
No, it's okay.
No.
Listen.
I said there wasn't, after 2012, and this is the truth, we went to Sky and we said, they were like, I don't know. And now, everything's changed. It's why not? Actually, Barney's response was, who are we to say no to women's boxing? But I keep saying, and we're going to break the boundaries of women's boxing, but I'm not looking at it like, I'm just saying it's a fight. Do you know what I mean? She's a fighter. Forget that she's a woman. It doesn't matter if she's male, female, from Mars, Venus, it doesn't matter. If she can fight, if the product's good, everyone's a winner. But the biggest barrier for her, and she's overcome it in women's boxing in the Olympics as well. Don't forget, she's responsible for women's boxing being in the Olympics as well. It's right, isn't it? Well, if it's not, I'm telling everyone it is, isn't it? Right, yeah, it is. No, but you went and done the showcase bout to get,
Mr. Wu.
But now, I reckon we've got 50% of people who are going, I'm really looking forward to seeing Katie Taylor on Saturday. 25% of people are going, I'll give it a try, but I don't know. And the other 25% are going, rubbish. Women shouldn't even be in sport, they should be in the kitchen, right? Like people like my granddad, who are about 90, right?
Yeah.
Women boxing, that's ridiculous, that is. And we've got to convince those 25% people, you see it on Twitter, you know, rubbish, what is this rubbish? You must get it all the time.
Yeah.
But wait till she fights. Yeah, I've been going around showing people the footage on the pads. People going, blimey. Or her bashing up Paddy Barnes. In fact, we were thinking about Paddy Barnes as our first opponent. But to be honest with you, we didn't want an easy touch, so we've gone for Kopinski instead. Am I joking, Paddy?
You get a tweet later. Right, can I finish my interview?
Yeah, sorry.
Master salesman you've got in your corner there.
He really is. As I said, I have a great team of people around me, and it's so exciting. Yeah, I can't wait.
So the journey begins this Saturday, Wembley Arena, and then touchwood on to Manchester on the undercard of Joshua, and then there's talks of you going to America next year.
It's incredible.
It's all happening.
This stuff of dreams, to be boxing at these big shows, to be on the undercard of these big names. I mean, this is just incredible, really. But one step at a time. I'm just focused on Saturday night for the time being, and I have to get over this barrier first.
Because we're lucky we have you in boxing, because you could have continued your profession in football, not soccer. It's football, by the way.
That's it,
it's not soccer. I know you're over in America, but it's football.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you was quite successful as a footballer as well, Katie.
Yeah. I played football for for years, but boxing was always going to be my number one sport. Really, the minute I started boxing as a 10-year-old, it just kind of took over my heart. So, football is a great sport, but boxing is the ultimate sport.
Just finally, can I ask you your opinion? Do you follow the UFC? Something you follow?
The odd time, yeah. I watched the likes of Conor McGregor when he's fighting, and some of the big names. But
what do you make of Conor McGregor?
Yeah, I think he's incredible athlete, and you don't get into the shape that he's in overnight. He's obviously so dedicated, and he's a great businessman. He's a multi-millionaire at this stage, so he's done great things for the sport.
Because I'm seeing kind of a McGregor-Mayweather situation with you and Ronda Rousey in the future.
That's actually a great idea.
It is, isn't
Make
it?
that happen. Can you make that happen?
In the ring or in the cage?
We'll do a double header, one in the cage and one in the ring.
The rematch if it's needed in the cage.
Exactly.
But I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I mean, whether that fight will ever materialise between Conor and Floyd is very up in the air, and it seems unlikely, but you never know. But is that something? I mean, you watch Ronda Rousey fight, I'm assuming.
I watched a few of her fights before, and I have an awful lot of respect for what she's done for the UFC, and for her to be headlining those shows and to be the biggest name in the UFC. It's incredible for women's sport, really. So, but be ready to take her on if she wants to step into the ring, or anyone really. So we'll see what happens. I'm
going to label this video Katie Taylor calls out Ronda Rousey, by the way. So just so you're aware of it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, well listen, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. I'm sure we'll catch up with you, as obviously fight week is now going to begin as of Thursday. You'll be in London Thursday for the press conference.
Yeah, absolutely. This is fight week, as you said. I just can't wait to get in there now, and all the preparations done, all the training's done, and I'm ready for Saturday.
How much do you know about Karina Kopinski? She looks evil on that picture.
She does, actually, doesn't she? God. I mean, I've watched a few of her fights over the last few weeks, and she's very durable, she's very strong and very aggressive, so she's very experienced as well. It's going to be a tough first fight, but I'm definitely ready to put on a good show. Final question, sorry, I keep saying final question. Did you watch Clarissa Shields? I didn't see it actually, but I heard about it. I've seen a few clips of it. It looked like a fantastic fight, and people were saying that was the best fight of the night, so it sets up my fight nicely, I think, for this weekend, and it's just a pity that the fight wasn't shown on big TV, but that's the difference, really. I have such a big platform here, and it's great. But Clarissa has been great for women's boxing as well. She's an outstanding star. Casey Taylor, thank you very much for talking to us, and like I said, we'll catch up with you later on in the week. Great, thanks, Kugan. All right, thanks for your time. All right, cheers.